So, the human brain is vast and incredibly gifted, being able to manage our actions, thoughts, and emotions in one confined, complex organ. Hello, my name is Diya Gupta, and for my 2024 Neuroscience Research Program topic, I chose to explore and learn about contributing factors to anxiety disorders. Today's presentation, I will first go over an introduction, talking about myself as a researcher and how I selected my topic. Second, I will go over my literature review and discuss the key components of my research. Third, I will state the general conclusions made from my research. Fourth, my personal experience with the topic and how Gifted Gabber has been able to provide me with such a wonderful opportunity. And lastly, I will wrap up my defense through a conclusion. So hello, my name is Diya Gupta. I'm a current sophomore at Marriott Ridge High School in Maryland. I chose to research contributing factors to anxiety disorders along with their influences, treatments, and neurology. So choosing this topic was influenced by my interest and curiosity in the human brain. I wanted to learn how such a simple structure could perform such complicated tasks. I decided to focus on disorders, comparing and contrasting different state of minds for individuals. Through this, I specifically chose anxiety disorders and pursued this in an 8-week research. So anxiety is a complex mental disorder large populations of our world suffer from. It has been around for centuries, taking the form of a consistent fear that travels through one's mind and affects mental peace. There are 5 different prominent anxiety disorders I explored: generalized anxiety disorder, panic anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, phobia-related anxiety disorder, and separation anxiety disorder. Influences are significant in any mental disorder, specifically anxiety. There are various influences, such as lifestyle influences. Poor sleeping and eating habits can cause physical health problems impacting mental wellness. Genetic influences contain ancestral anxiety patterns that may code for anxiety-triggering symptoms. And environmental influences show how living situations can ultimately determine how bodies react to a certain topic of fear. Treatments are an easy way to ease anxiety, using antidepressants as temporary relief to anxiety symptoms, psychotherapy to talk out problems, and resolving poor lifestyle habits improve physical and mental wellness. It's important to note that although treatments are available, understanding the influences of anxiety in an individual is key to mitigating the issue. So the primary purpose of this research review was to discover the origin of anxiety in an individual, discussing how internal and external influences determine the intensity of human behavior and anxiety. This study used both qualitative and quantitative data such as cases, previous reviews, and reference articles. It is found that influences in anxiety serve a huge importance when it comes to how intense a specific disorder will be. This research provides great insight into how the brain processes anxiety-triggering events and determines specific results and events of anxiety. Although there is a significant amount of research out in the world on anxiety disorders, I want to focus on the sources, which are influences. The main result that came from the study was that without understanding the influences of anxiety, the disorder will remain and continue to develop. Exposure to understanding the topic is still heavily required, so individuals can understand why they have anxiety rather than just knowing they do. So for my personal experience, as I stated before, I was quite intrigued by learning about the human mind and how it connects the entire body. Specifically, the thoughts and emotions were important to me, seeing as though there is a reality behind what we consider imagination. This research has made me look at several perspectives of a person who could be struggling within or need help. I would also be nowhere without the help of Dr. Jabin Barki and the creative writer Virgil Toramocha, who helped me significantly through my research process. From helping me choose a topic to writing my paper, attending their sessions, I went from being very inexperienced to enjoying my time in learning and writing about anxiety. So to wrap up, the 2024 Neuroscience Research Program has been a wonderful experience for me, allowing me to explore an interest and create something achievable out of it. Anxiety is not an unmanageable disorder, and by understanding the influences and how it affects one's brain, mindsets can be changed. People can change and lives can change. A key takeaway from this research is that you have control over your life. Thank you.
Yeah, great job, Dia. I can tell you firsthand, I suffer from anxiety, and I'm not ashamed to accept that I do take meds for depression and anxiety, and it has helped. But there are also lifestyle changes that you did mention. So something that has helped me is meditation, hypnotherapy, and yoga. Okay, and I want you to, like I mentioned to Rudraksh, I want you to take further and measure and mostly for women in middle age or anywhere who struggle with anxiety with their hormonal changes and see what could potentially be an effective method with some kind of measurement. You are, after all, a scientist, right? So you kind of work with a set of people. This is just my idea. We can work it out better where you pick a set of people and you make them do meditation for a week or 2 week and you measure their anxiety level, right? Different things. Then another set you can give them hypnotherapy. Other is like working out in the gym and then measurement and make it like your passion project for the future.
Okay.
Yeah, a question from Dr. Jobin.
A very good suggestion, Coach Joe. And Diya, congratulations for your presentation. It was very good. Very difficult topic though. So may I ask you, did you look into specific neurotransmitters which might play a role in anxiety?
Yes, I didn't mention this in my presentation, but neurotransmitters were like a pretty significant part of my research because neurotransmitters are what allow signals to travel throughout the brain using a multi-step process. And without those neurotransmitters and the actual process of anxiety traveling through the brain, anxiety wouldn't occur. So like the process itself using neurotransmitters would be first, the event must be processed through the brain. And then once it's processed through the brain, it would move towards the amygdala, which is where that would be determined as triggering or not. And if the brain perceives a certain event to be triggering or like decide that they have like some sort of fear, it would go into more of a survival mode, which would go through neurotransmission and go to the hippocampus, which controls hypothalamus stress response. And then after that, entire process through the brain is when it affects the body, which might prompt the fight, flight, freeze response.
Very good, Diya. And also like adding the Coach Joe's information. You can also like, if you expand on it, also talk about dietary changes, which can really help with anxiety as well, where there are like certain essential amino acids, such as tryptophan and all, which are only found in certain kind of foods, which you can, I mean, I don't know whether you have already added into your research. If you have not, then you can consider adding that because they are precursors for these amino acids, and these amino acids are precursors for some of the important neurotransmitters. Very good job.
Okay, so what are those amino acids? Can I have them to control my anxiety? Yeah.
So I know like especially for tryptophan, certain kind of foods you can, like broccoli. I mean, probably I can say
please send me that. Of course,
yeah.
I know that I should give up on coffee, but doesn't happen. Yeah. So yeah, great topic, and I can tell you that a lot of middle-aged parents struggle with that. I in fact do invite pranic healing and everything to help parents because they are more stressed out. And during the college application season, I feel like I have to manage the parents over the children, right? So yes, it's a wonderful topic.